So price shot up 130 points in the last 1 hour, and that is the reason why if you're inexperienced, if you're option writers, you should not be looking to trade in the current day expiry. I would suggest that even on the Wednesday, you should trade on the next week's expiry if you don't get enough premiums. Now we saw that Nifty opened flat today between H3 and L3. Then you can see that there was a lot of volatility within that same region here, and a lot of time that it spent going sideways. Here it basically made a big red candle, then it went down, spent some time, came up, and again it took resistance here and went down again. And then you can see how it formed a base here before it shot up, and the short covering rally came in the last 1 hour or 1.5 hour. And we did see that recovery in Bank Nifty as well. Though Bank Nifty traded in a particular range today, and it did not fall as much as Nifty actually fell initially. You can see here that this was the range in which it was for the most part trading. So you can forget the bottom here, but you can see that most often Bank Nifty was trading within this zone itself. So it's actually gone pretty sideways today, and it opened here and closed here. So you can see the price action on this day. It's not really conclusive of any entry per se here. You can see that the H3 L3 pivots in both Nifty and Bank Nifty are at these levels. I can show you the H3 L3 level here. This is the L3 of the Camarilla, and you can see that this is the H3 which coincides with the PP level in Bank Nifty. So you can see the open was right between H3 and L3 in Nifty as well as in Bank Nifty. So here is the H3, this is the L3 in Nifty, and the open lies at this level. So what happens when the open is between H3 and L3? It indicates to us that if it is a downward or a descending CPR than the previous day, and if previous day has closed below its CPR, then any open below today's top central pivot will indicate a bearish bias on the market. Similarly in Bank Nifty, you can see that the CPR is lower value, and you can see the open or rather the close of the previous day being below the CPR of the previous day, and today's open being below the CPR of today. Our bearish bias is confirmed in the market. So you are supposed to carry a bearish bias because the market has basically accepted your bias overnight. So the traders are carrying the same sentiment overnight, and that is why we say that the bearish bias is accepted. So a rejected and an accepted bias. I hope that concept is clear. If you don't understand that concept clearly, you can go ahead and watch previous videos. I have explained this concept clearly in previous videos of mine. And then clearly you can see how Nifty basically tried to break down below the L3 pivot here. What happens usually when it tries to break down is that it should make a big candle like this after some consolidation, after which you know that the breakdown is successful. And after the breakdown, you can see that there is immediate S1 pivot where this candle was almost taking support. Then again it shot up very early in the day, and it made this pattern here a double top pattern, but this is within the first 1 hour. So this has not yet established a 1 hour high and low. It's not the IBH IBL here, okay? Don't mistake this. A lot of guys had messaged me about IBH IBL asking me whether this is the actual IBH IBL, but this is not IBH IBL. IBH IBL is when the market goes up like this and then it starts correcting, then does something like this and comes down to the IBL, then again goes up, maybe headed towards the IBH here, if the market can reach there before the market closes on that same day. And IBH and IBL are active only of that same day, okay? Don't get confused, it doesn't get carried over to the next day. So don't keep marking the initial bias high and low for the next or the upcoming session. Here once the price goes up, it goes up and takes resistance at the TC, the TC is what they say, but that's the bottom central actually. Now from here it comes down and it spends time here. Whenever before a level, when it spends time like this and then breaks it, the level is usually broken convincingly. Now once the level is broken, it ideally should come down to the L4 pivot, which it did touch. Then it again shot up, and here it went back and made this particular price action pattern. What was that price action pattern? That is the shooting star pattern. If I can zoom it up for you, you can see that this is the shooting star pattern followed up by this particular red candle. Now why is that pattern important? See, number one reason is my bearish bias which I was carrying overnight is confirmed today, because price has opened between, so the open is less than H3 and the open is greater than L3, correct? So the price is between H3 and L3, and now after this particular consolidation, the price has basically broken out of H3 in this particular breakout candle. You can see how strong that candle is. It's a perfect Marubozu red candle. So the breakout is confirmed here by this candle, and it has also achieved the target. So the breakout is successful. Now when it comes back to this particular L3 level, it basically means that now it is going to retest the breakout line, which is the L3 level. This is the important level which it has broken out from, and this is called the retest, and the retest is successful. So let's put it as a fourth point. The retest is successful when it makes this kind of a pattern there, and you can probably, some of you can go short on this particular shooting star itself, but I am for one who waits for a confirmation candle after the shooting star candle, and so that was my confirmation. So you can see it on the screen that I had written the 18300 call option for 90 rupees, and then I basically covered that call option for 75.95 when price actually came and touched the L4 pivot, which was my target. And that is something that you will also be able to do with experience. You will understand that when the L3 pivot is broken and when price goes down and it bounces up again, then if it makes a reversal or a retest at that level, then the price will go back and test the previous swing low. That was the previous swing low. So that is where your target should be. I did not find any particular trades in Bank Nifty because the levels were not exactly, or the price action was not exactly as I wanted it to be. So that is why I was more satisfied in trading in Nifty today. Based on today's price action, let's see what kind of levels we have for tomorrow. We can clearly see that price has traded below today's CPR for the whole day, and so we have an important level to be marked for tomorrow, and that is the virgin CPR that we will mark. So this is the most important level for tomorrow. If it opens flat, you have to be very careful around that area if you are going long. So there's a big chance that long traders might get trapped at that level and price might reverse from there. Now you can see that the price has actually closed below the CPR of today. This is the current day CPR, and price has closed here on an intraday basis. And then you can see that this is the CPR which is lower value tomorrow. So if it's a lower value CPR, any open below this particular level, which is the level of the top central pivot, will definitely put our bias towards the short side tomorrow. But what I will recommend you to do is, if you see any particular opening flat as well, even here, and if the price basically goes up, which will mean that the bias, if the open is here or here, the price is going to show you a rejected bias, because tomorrow's CPR is below today's close, right? So that is why the bias will most likely be rejected if it opens flat, and so if it goes up, you will have to be very careful around this level, because the H4 level for tomorrow is, sorry, the H3 level for tomorrow is also at the same level. So this is the H3 plus the PP for tomorrow. This is the PP of today, correct? So that is going to be the PP for tomorrow as well, which is exactly at the same level as today's or tomorrow's H3. So the H3 PP forms a very important zone for tomorrow, because traders who trade on the Cambrilla will come to short at H3, plus the traders who come to trade at the CPR will also come to short at the PP, which is the PP of the virgin CPR tomorrow, and so you might get a reversal there. So what I would suggest is, if tomorrow you are looking for trades and if tomorrow your bias is rejected because price opens in this area, what I would suggest is let price form a reversal pattern here, let it come down, and then rather than searching for trades around the virgin CPR, search for trades around the L3 pivot here. That will be a better way to trade tomorrow, in spite of the fact that the CPR is lower value. But if the open rejects that bias, and today we are carrying a negative bias, right? So we have a bearish bias for tomorrow as well, but that bearish bias is as far as the price action opens below the top central. If it does not open below the top central and it opens anywhere above it, then that bias is going to be rejected. So if you have a bullish bias, let price go up, let price take a resistance here, let it fall here, and then the best place to go long would be the L3. Any open below that, like below this particular level, then I would suggest, if it opens somewhere here, then wait for the price to go back to the L3 plus PP of tomorrow's CPR, and then you can look for short opportunities at this level, or maybe look for price to go up, and let price go up, then you can search for opportunities, that is short opportunities, at the H3 level. So it all depends on where tomorrow's open is, so your script will be decided tomorrow. And how about tomorrow's CPR? and levels in Nifty. So we can see that Nifty also has an average to wide CPR tomorrow, just as Bank Nifty, not a very narrow CPR. But you can clearly see that Nifty has given a closing above today's CPR, and tomorrow's CPR is below, that is lower value CPR for tomorrow. Okay, it is below today's CPR, and in Nifty we don't have a particular virgin CPR for tomorrow, correct? So since we don't have a virgin CPR for tomorrow, we don't have a resistance level there. So now what can you do in these circumstances? So what you can do is you can again wait for the price to open and watch for the first candle close. It is important that you watch the first candle close. If the price opens anywhere above the CPR, that is above the L3 pivot, that this level, then as long as that is the open of price, your bias will stay bullish in Nifty tomorrow. That is if we see a positive opening. Any opening below the L3 pivot or below the BC and your bias will turn negative, then you can wait for an opportunity to go short at this particular level tomorrow, or you can wait for a short opportunity at the H3. That is if the open is here. If the open is here, then your bearish bias will not sustain. So you do not want to carry a bearish bias. Anyway, we are not carrying any bias today because of the CPR location. So since the CPR is lower value, but since the close is above here on top, we are not really carrying a bullish bias in Nifty tomorrow. But if the open is above, then our bias is, that is above the CPR for tomorrow, then our bias will definitely be confirmed towards the, or our bias will go towards the bullish side. It can't get confirmed because we basically don't have a bias today, but we will be bullish on the market. And if the price opens below this particular level, that is the PP or the L3, or because they are together, PP and the L3, then you will be looking to short at any opportunity that comes, or a reversal candlestick opportunity that comes at the L3 PP level. Your target should be in that case the L4 level here. So it all depends what sort of price action you see here, what kind of risk reward you get till it reaches the L4. So you will have to take a decision in the live market accordingly. I hope that's clear for you. If any doubts, then do let me know in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, and also ensure that you keep watching these videos so that you will keep gaining the knowledge. Sorry, I couldn't post videos for the past few days. I was actually traveling where there was no opportunity for me to record any videos. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.